Hey, it's Adelai. We're going to start a tour of the museums of Paris today with the Cluny Museum. It's a museum of medieval art, most renowned for having the Lady and the Unicorn tapestries, which is one of my favorite pieces. I got to come here last time I was in Paris, and I just was in love with being able to see these tapestries, which I had seen in so many different forms in real life, and so I'm super excited to be here. This is really a test of strength and the power of my body, as the last time I was here, I was triggered into a very bad asthma attack. So I do have my inhaler in my bag, but I really am actually curious to see if this messes with me at all, because I have not had an issue with my asthma really in the last 2 or 3 years, so I'm really excited to see what happens. Let's take a tour. Okay, so I have really great luck. I came on one of the days that's free, so I get to go in and just enjoy. The only sad part is, unfortunately, the Lady and the Unicorn is actually on loan to a museum in Australia, so we might have to come back to see them in person whenever they return, if they return before I leave. If not, well, we might have to plan a trip to Australia. Let's head in. The building started out as the Hôtel des Abbés de Cluny, or Hotel of the Abbeys of Cluny. Belonging to the Cluny Abbey and the Parisian College of Cluny, this building originally housed the administration's local affairs. Today, the Musée de Cluny houses a large collection of medieval artifacts, ranging from statues to stained glass to tapestries and illuminated manuscripts. The first floor typically features stained glass from the 12th and 13th centuries, alabasters from the 14th and 15th, tombstones from the 12th century onwards, and several statues from the Notre Dame de Paris. In addition, the first floor also features the frigarium, or cold room, where the ancient thermal baths were, the Romanesque sculptures, and several Gothic sculptures, ranging from the 4th century all the way through the 14th century. However, these were among the areas that were closed for exhibition. The second floor was much more open to me, which is where the majority of these videos are from. The second floor offers perspective on life in the Middle Ages, with rooms showcasing religious life, domestic life, and warfare, hunting, and tournaments. Because of the nature of this building, there is a heavy focus on the religious life within the Middle Ages. This is because religion played a major role in medieval life, as well as because a majority of the artifacts and works of art that have survived were commissioned by the church or were religiously based. We are now entering one of my favorite parts of the building, which features the Saint Etienne's tapestries. Together, the 25-piece set tells a wonderful story, panel by panel, that is way too complicated for me to explain here. It also features my only unicorn sighting, but I did get to see a fantastic narwhal horn, which I thought was very exciting. But alas, I was unable to see the other specimens of this beautiful species that are usually displayed on this floor. But now we get to enter my favorite room in this building, the chapel. With its high-vaulted Gothic architecture and beautiful stone lacework, this room simply takes one's breath away. In almost its original state, this room is significantly cooler than those around it, but also more barren, allowing one time to reflect on the beauty. I actually visited this room 3 or 4 times before leaving. I just got out of the Cluny and it was fantastic, just as last time. I didn't die coughing. That's a plus, but that was partially because all the exhibits that made me cough last time, and I do remember which ones they were, it was the ones all the way in the back, they were all closed down. So I only got to see really about half the museum, which means I'm going to have to come back. But since it was free today, I don't have that much of a problem. To get through about 3/4, half of the museum, it took me about 2 hours, and I love to just sit and look at how the tapestries are constructed and attempt to read the tapestries. It's a really great museum. So since I got in free today, that was awesome. If you're coming regularly, it's not an expensive museum. It's €8 if you are regular admission, €6 for reduced admission, and if you're a EU resident or citizen and you're under 26, you get in free. I think you could probably do this museum in 2 to 4 hours, depending on how much you want to invest your time in here. I really love this museum. I'll be coming back. This is still one of my favorite museums. I would highly recommend it if you were going to come to Paris for any length of time. It's a really great museum if you don't want to dive straight into the Louvre or one of the bigger museums where it can kind of be a bit overwhelming a lot of the time. For me, I had to plan out my days in the Louvre, but this can be easily done in like a morning or an afternoon, so it's good to combine with another museum. Well, I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want to see more videos like this or what museums you think I should go to next. Remember to follow me on all social media at StarryEyesAddie, and I'll see y'all next time. Happy travels!